Greetings and salutations, and welcome back once again to the next turn of Gettysburg. I hope you have all been enjoying the series thus far. We're starting to come into fairly important moments and decision-making times. But let us see what has happened over the turn.
For the choice of the nation, our chieftain so brave and so true. We'll go for the great Reformation, for Lincoln and
For
Liberty.
now, it looks like...
We'll go for the son of Kentucky, the hero of Hoosierdom through. The pride of the suckers so lucky, for
Yikes, that's not good.
liberty too.
Time to go. Yeah. Time for them to get out of the way. They are not in a comfy spot there. Infantry, cavalry. My guess is 5th Corps? Coming up the Hanover Road, that would make sense. Given that they historically come up the Baltimore Pike. Still, all things considered, what have we got? 21 guns there. Another 8. Yikes, another 36 guns there. Another 15 guns. 19 guns there.
Shout for the freedom preferring, for Lincoln and liberty too. We'll go for the son of Kentucky, the hero of Hoosierdom through. The pride of the suckers so lucky, for Lincoln and liberty too.
3 inches. Yeah, they're coming. They're moving up the Hanover Road. Ow. Ow. He's sending cavalry up there. Interesting. He must be up to... He has to have some reason for doing so. He's clearly up to something. It's the only reason he would be moving his cavalry that way. Those boys there are probably gonna disorder at the very least, if not rout. Still, giving the Federals here a nice, somewhat bloody nose in places. Yeah, he keeps extending. Who was that? We saw someone, but we can see them in a second. 28, 29, like 35 guns there alone. Yeesh. The Federal guns are going to really reap a whirlwind, unfortunately, just because of the sheer amount of them. And the fact that they all tend to be fairly good. Between 3-inch ordnances, 12-pounders, 10-pounder parrots. Yeah, between parrots, 3-inch rifles, 12-pounders, they've just got a generally good artillery train. And it hurts a lot when it's just blowing away 20, 30 men a time. Interesting. It looks like he's just stripping down his 7 guns. Out, I lose another gun. That's going to be unfortunate. These 7 guns are just going to have to try. I'm just going to have to try and silence them up there. My only real choice. Burling, Ward, disrupted. They're all just disrupted, which could kick off something fairly important. But we shall see. Looks like he's got a new line sort of forming back here as well. Oh, no, he's just continuing to fall back. Ow. Ow. Continue to paying a bloody price, unfortunately. Ow! Thinning. He's definitely thinning out his line in places. There we go. Let's have a look-see. Yeah, I figured someone there would rout. Wasn't expecting someone there to rout as well, but Thankfully, they routed in such a way they should not have disrupted anyone. So let's have a look. See, 11 units undisrupt, 2 units rally. That's good. 2 units rout, which will be these two. The 5th and 23rd North Carolina. 2 units recover fatigue. 1 unit resupplied, and 1 unit finished breastworks at 108.177. So that would be 108.77 is here. Interesting. Those I am gonna... So, starting down here, we got this boy still just willowing around the Mason-Dixon line. And we'll get these elements of Cav out of the way. I'm going to accept the loss of this lot. Fisher. Which I believe is 5th Corps. Who we got here? Pbem with the 29th. What can you see? You'll be able to see there. What if I move you there? You won't be able to see now. Because we're not playing with strict line of sight, so we can see what hexes can see. Alright, Barksdale is now in place. We'll continue to just shimmy these troops of McClaw's over. (34th Virginia Cav Battalion). And then this Virginia Cav Battalion. Let's think. If they go there, for example, they can control this. But someone could slip through there, so... Now no one's going to get at those guns anytime soon. You are going to have to be spiked. Which is unfortunate. So I've lost 3 guns, but because I had to spike them. These boys are going to continue pouring it into each other here. And try and win this little fight along here. Which is going to be very difficult given, well, everything here. Hood is just worn out at this point, unfortunately. So I have to throw these fresh boys into the mix. Well, semi-fresh boys. Pour it into the 8th Ohio. You will pour it into the 148th. And then you've got these boys. They could run forward and just get blasted by those guns, unfortunately. Or they... Actually, I go here. I can still get blasted by those guns. But the advantage of going there is this lot won't be able to withdraw. Especially if I storm here. That's the question, though, isn't it? Can I get away with that? Or am I going to have to... The 3 inchers will focus on the guns, I think. And fail miserably. The 10-pounder will focus on them. And then these Napoleons can focus squarely and solely on them. I think I will advance for 2 reasons. And I'll open fire on them, failing to do what I had hoped I would do. Still, these boys will swarm over as well. Since Heath is, quote, fresh. He's not, but he's fresher than, say, Wofford and his Georgians are. Kershaw, all of Kershaw's boys are to just move that way. Open fire on them. Mahone. One advantage with an advance here is while I'm in the open, I'm protected by this little dip in the ground from all that Federal artillery up there. Which is a good thing. I'll commit the 7th Tennessee forward to try and deal with them. I'll basically use them to try and assault them out of position. So who have we got? Burling, Carr, Carroll, Zook, Cross, Hall, Ward, Harrow. We can't advance there without being blasted, unfortunately, so you'll have to sort of just stay where you're actually going to shift. Let's do there, 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 there. And then there. While I've mixed the brigades, unfortunately, it's not going to be the case for very long. What are my lyces like now? 12,000? To 10.5? Alright. We'll continue to bring up more of Heath's artillery. This is Robinson. Throwing that regiment of Davis forward as well to shoot at the 8th Ohio. Ow. Seems I'm just going to bring there to rest. Fourteenth Virginia Cav can move out of my way and will be replaced by them going there. These boys will go there. The rest of these guys will mostly just rest. And then get ready to bring up alright, you will do that. Over here, we got these guns. These 4 will blast them. And then this one will blast them as well, actually. These 3 can blast the federal guns there. Or attempt to, at the very least. The big issue is I would have to accept appalling losses if I want to really push here. What can you see? Can you see them? No, you can't. So these 4 are actually going to turn. These 4 are just going to blast them. The 8 guns there will just fall back nicely into those trees. These guns will go bang. These 3 will focus over here. Nope. Just trying to inflict fatigue for the most part. Nah, it's not worth it. These 4 will fire on them, and then these 4 will fire on them. There we go. These 3 can fire on them. These 4 20-pounders will focus on the troops because they're nice big pop sticks and will be very good at just blowing chunky holes into the federal infantry regiments that are assaulting. Blast you. Where is O'Neill? There you are. Get your butt up there. exchange it with them. And then you will fall back to reorganise. You pour it into them. 3rd Wisconsin, 137th New York. Candy, I know, is, as I've said previously, 12th Corps.
Now my song is almost ended, and since it is so, back to the wars with all speed I must go, with my gun in my hand and my jacket also blue.
You will fall back to there.
Oh, my dear friends, I must bid you adieu. And away from my home, away I will be. Away from my home, and away dear from me. Where the roses in bud and the blossoms on the tree.
Go up here
Singing home
to there. And pour it into Colonel G.A. Pbem Jr. Pbem, I think, is 12th Corps as well. So this regiment will, these two regiments of Tar Heels will also advance. And we'll likewise pour it into them. Doles will extend the flank onto Oak Ridge. And then Smith, who is on Oak Ridge, is to stay up there just to ensure that the Federal cavalry does not get round behind me by just going over the ridge. We'll bring up old Jeb Stewart, will continue to move forward. He is still at least another hour and a half away, I would say. Rhodes will try and reorganise them. Oof. Ow. I didn't shoot you, did I? So you will shoot them. Any other artillery that I didn't shoot? The lectures. Okay, it's all those boys, but who the hell can they shoot? Them or boys on... They can't... They can see the guns on Cemetery Hill. They can't shoot the guns on Cemetery Hill. Given that, well... It's beyond max... Well beyond max range. He's at, what, 10... What am I? 12,000, we'll say? 12,000 to... 10,700? So I'm about 1,300 losses ahead of him. Which is unfortunate. We'll bring Law on. Fritz Lee will continue to charge down the road as well. WHF Lee will take a slightly different road. I'm going to break him off down this road to come down the Mummersburg, to head towards Mummersburg. Where is it? Labels, there we go. Yeah, so I'm going to send my rearmost cav brigade under WHF Lee down this road towards Middleton, and then from Middleton towards the Bendersville Road, down the Bendersville Road to get into position to guard my flank, while the rest of the cavalry and the cavalry guns, you are not going that way, you're going that way. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, they're going in the right direction anyway. They are to basically start plonking themselves on the federal communications line and just look for cheap things to snag. Go for a little cav raid, perhaps.
Hurrah for the choice of the nation, our chieftain so brave and so true. We'll go for the great reformation, for Lincoln and liberty too. We'll go
They will move.
son of Kentucky, hero of Hoosierdom through. The pride of the suckers so lucky, for Lincoln and liberty.
Alrighty. The line is not comfy, but I can make do with the way the line is at the moment. I can work with it. It's not in a comfy spot because there's no easy communications road, but well, I suppose there is. I mean, I can, if I wish to, break off the First Corps and send it to my other flank, or vice versa as necessary. But for now,
Then up with the banner so glorious, the star-spangled red, white, and blue. We'll fight till our banner's victorious, for Lincoln and liberty too.
it looks like he's been really sort of thinning out his really sort of thinning out his centre up here. I know he's not, because, well, there's those 800 and 400 men sitting there. I know he's got enough regiments to just throw people into the gap, but it's more a case of it looks thin, but again, I know it's not.
Unerring, the slavocrat's giant shout for the freedom preferring, for Lincoln and liberty too.
Most of Kershaw is fine.
Son of Kentucky, the hero of Hoosierdom through.
Seems is going to stay where he is for the most part, and just try and rest. The battle sort of has to die down a little bit in places just because of sheer exhaustion. So, for now, yeah, he's lost 20 guns, I've lost 12. Including those 3 that I had to spike, unfortunately, but I will still take it. Let's push onwards, because nothing's arrived. What's the next thing to arrive? Kemper. Kemper arrives at 2:20. So 4 hours, pretty much, before Pickett arrives. Which means I'm definitely not going to get to use him today, that's for sure. Still, I can live with that. You are to start building breastworks. Ramsur, you are part of Ramsur, which means you'll just have to sit there, comfy. Nichols, you can do it, as well as you, just to ensure they don't get any free rides at my artillery. I will shimmy Early's supply wagon up there, because no doubt it's going to be needed. So let us push on to the melee phase. And we'll go 2nd Georgia Battalion and 3rd Georgians for out, and then we'll just swarm over that. Hopefully, just hopefully, that will cause just enough. I'm not I'm not facing you, am I? Yeah, not gonna be able to dislodge them. Them I might be able to dislodge, but it's just a case of it's not going to be worth it. Same with assaulting the 1st Minnesota. Not worth it in the slightest. What if I did that? Advantage defender. So not at all worth it. And then up here we are going to 1 and then 2. No prediction, lovely. Ugh.
Won't you listen to the picture forever etch upon my mind?
I shouldn't have done that, but I'm now definitely 12,000. Still. The battle continues to be a very bloody stalemate for the most part.
The sun rose high above us that morning. It was a clear and cloudless day. A peckerwood tapped on a tree that soon would be shot away. The heat blistered down through the leaves on the trees. The air seemed to catch on fire.
Still,
It seemed to be made of brass, and the sun rose higher and higher.
I'm hopeful that that assault up here, and my assault up here will not necessarily dislodge him, but it might cause some chaos in his plans. Should not have put them there, but nothing I can do about that.
He said, "Now, Sammy, can't you hear him singing? They're singing for you."
Still, if he does that, I would just cut him off and wipe out what his 2 regiments that do it.
God bless the 1st and the 27th and the Grand
Whatever he sends to do it.
Sammy, nobody ever told.
Still, I'm fairly happy. So, that's going to be the end of another episode. And I hope you have been enjoying it once again, as always. Now, please let me know in the comments if you are enjoying them, or by hitting that thumbs up. But also remember the fact that I have a poll up on what you would like to see next, whether it be more Napoleonic and ACW, or something completely different. So let me know in that poll. But until next time, this has been Gettysburg. I have been your host as always, and I will see you all very soon. So until then, bye bye for now.